guys, so this is not the video I had planned to put up today. We're actually slapping this together really quickly. Not going to be super technical video, but it's a video that cannot wait. We feel like we need to get this message out to you guys because we had a near tragedy here yesterday on our farm and it could have ended so much differently. So we spent the weekend over at our friends Jess and Maya's at Roots and Refuge Farm, learning from Hand Hewn Farm on how to not only humanely butcher a pig, but how to do all kinds of really interesting, awesome cuts of meat that are just not standard these days. And we just had a great time. So Lane and Emily held down the fort this weekend. And not to mention, I'm sure you can tell, we are in the middle of a major winter storm for Arkansas. It is crazy right now. So we had an ice storm first, and then after a couple days after that hit, we are in the middle of a major snowstorm. And yesterday is when it was starting to hit. We made it to Jess and Maya's for day 2, left the kids home asleep, let them sleep in a tad, which is very rare around here. And then they got up to do everything, which takes hours. Which, for those of you wondering, yes, they are getting a bonus this time, because a lot of people, we get comments that they work so hard, sometimes they're overworked and all that, and they are hard workers and we are rewarding them for that. So they came out to do everything. As you guys know, Shorttail had piglets last week. It is never like this, hardly ever in the winter here in Arkansas. I can count on one hand the times we've had a snowstorm like this. And we did not even know we were having this until the last few days. The models, it was just like the perfect storm has lined up. So you may remember on our last video when I told you that it was getting very cold. Piglets cannot regulate their own body temperature for a certain amount of time. So I got out here and tried to set up a warmer station for them. We've done it before where they can get away from the mama and under some heat or even just in some hay and be safe, because snuggling up to mom is a pretty bad idea when you farrow the way we do. When they try to get all their warmth from her, they will get under her. She's big, she's tired, it happens. I'm sorry you guys, we took quite a bit of flack on that video saying, why wasn't that set up beforehand? Why weren't you prepared? Well, the fact is, it's normally not needed here. Normally they can snuggle to mom, but it's not this cold to where they're getting under her. So, but when I saw that that was a problem, I tried to fix the situation and build a little area. At that point, when Ben came home that day, he helped me modify it to make it even better and put it even in the pen where some heat would get to Shorttail as well, because it was getting very cold here. And just to be quite honest with you, we had some hateful comments about why did you not have a heat lamp on her from the beginning and all these things. So let's get to the heart of this video and the message I want to get out to you guys. I don't like heat lamps. So you can see I did resort to a heat lamp. We've used tank heaters where it heats up a tank of water. But I'm going to tell you, a few years ago, one of those, the water trough we were using at the time was a Rubbermaid tote. It was not metal. It caught that on fire and about caught our new red barn on fire. We had a pretty big fire with one of those. And now we've had another fire. So the kids came out after being asleep directly across the driveway, and there had been a fire in the barn. And I am not going to mince words. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. The Lord protected us from this fire. I'm going to take you over there and show you. We've had a lot of snow since then, so I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to try to show you as best I can. So Emily comes out here yesterday and immediately smells smoke, and her alarm goes up because everything under this barn, it's not snowing like this yet here. It's dry as a bone in here. It's something we've taught them we're always cautious of when we burn anything in the yard. If embers come in here or anything, it could go up in flames crazy quick. So she comes out here and you can see this is the heat lamp. It's burnt. This is completely melted, not even together anymore. We're still plugged into electricity with this at this point. And there's black all over the ground. The heat lamp was up in here. If you remember, we had this loose and it was up in here. what had happened is the mama pig completely destroyed the shelter. So that's my number one tip, is don't hang it on something only. We know better than that. We're not amateurs at this. We've done this for years. We should have had it wired on something. But in this case, this was almost the perfect storm. It wouldn't have mattered if it was wired on that. This mama had got up in the middle of everything and tore it down. So even if we wired it on the structure, now it might have helped if it was wired on this or something like that, but this is floppy too. So it started up in here, started in this pen, and burnt old hay that she had made to build her nest, and came out here on the ground. There is a huge area of burnt. This is completely was on fire. This is old, dry hay. This whole area is black, you can see. And then right here, it caught this hay bale on fire and was climbing this hay bale. And here's the amazing part. This is the only hay bale in this barn. This barn has been full of hay before. This is the only one that the pigs lay right over there, and when it gets muddy, and that mud hole you've seen before, they splash mud on this. So this fire climbed and hit this mud and went out. And that is literally what saved our farm. Guys, I just cannot tell you, I cried 2 or 3 times yesterday talking about this to people and just thinking about what could have happened. This barn, if you look over here to the side, is directly connected. That is the back of our shop building. Inside that shop building is all of the meat that we had just picked up to start selling. That is our livelihood. That is like what we've worked years to get to, and it could have been gone in an instant. So I just want to tell you guys, be careful with heat lamps. Be careful with tank heaters in your water troughs. Be careful with heaters and electricity around animals. I'm not saying they don't have a place. I'm not saying we won't use them again, but I'm saying for us, it could have set us back years. It could have devastated this entire dream that we have worked for. So be careful. And more important than that, our kids were across the driveway asleep. All of this, and I'm sorry to say, even the animals could have been replaced, but our children are just priceless. So a few things are going to change around here in the future. They farrowed in this barn multiple times before and it's been fine, but this weather was just like the perfect bad weather for it to go really bad. We have hutches, we have little barns and things that from now on they can go in, and we may use a heat lamp in those structures, but they will be out away from our big barn. They will be out in the middle of the pen to give them a warm place we can fill with hay, and possibly put a heat lamp in as well. But if it catches fire, it's only that structure. So things like that, we're just rethinking our entire plan, because this one simple act could have changed everything. So just, I wanted to put this out to you guys because I know a lot of you are in bad weather like we are. Just, I'm not saying go take them all down, but I am saying keep a vigilant watch. And just, if you have a bad feeling, because I had a bad feeling about this. And then after I read the comments where people are like, why didn't you do that sooner? I was like, okay, it's just me overthinking this. Sometimes you have an instinct and you better listen to it. It doesn't mean take it down, but it means keep a close eye on things. Oh, oh, you're in the water. You are in.
Frozen.
Okay. Oh goodness. Don't do it again. Oh my. We're good. So beautiful, but so cold.